Hey everybody, thanks for joining me. I am Rick and welcome to Life in the North 40. Today I'm going to show you how to install an off-grid water collection system. If you didn't follow our series on building our off-grid cabin in the middle of the woods on our property, check it out. It was a fun ride, great adventure, and it turned out great. Subsequent to that, we built this amazing off-grid bathroom. I just did not get the water collection system installed last fall before winter hit. I've got everything I need here. I've done my layout. I've been waiting to get this thing installed this summer, and we're going to go ahead and get that done today. Let's get started. I did a lot of research on various people's techniques for off-grid water collection. I'm going to show you how I'm doing my setup and the diverter first flush system I'm utilizing. Down here we get a lot of debris, so I'm obviously going to put screening on my gutters. I'm also going to have another screen that goes into the downspout off of the gutter. Then there's filtration and screening in the water diverter itself. More on why I chose this water diverter first flush system. I did a whole video review on this product. Check that video out here. So we're going to have a lot of filtration. I'm also going to have a screen where the water goes into the IBC tote. So we should have plenty of filters and screening for debris before the water ends up in the water collection tank itself. So we are going to install this gutter. So what I want to do is I want to collect all this rainwater on the down slope here. I'm going to push that rainwater this way. We're going to run it down through our diverter and plumb it into our 350 gallon IBC tote. I'm going to run the gutter mounts right into the butt end of my roof joists. All right, so our downspout's going to go in between these two. I'm just going to have a piece of gutter on either side of that with an end cap. We're going to drain and plumb it down that way, maybe even around the corner of the cabin to go underneath into the IBC tote. That vinyl is pretty slippery, so it's easy just to kind of pull it right on through. I know I'm going to have to do a joint on down the line. I'll get that sealed in here, but first I'm going to go ahead and put an end cap on here, and we'll caulk that with silicone as well. Make sure we keep it watertight. It'll catch any of the water coming down and kind of flowing over this edge into the gutter. Seat that real good. All right, that's got a good seal on it.
Well, if you're wondering why I'm bending these gutter cover net mesh pieces I have, it's because I already had some from using on my main house gutters. And I only think I needed to buy one more. So I'm just making the ones I have work. So I'm just putting that flat back piece up under the back edge of the gutter and that front lip slot under the edge of the front of the gutter and just doming them up. So any debris will come right and hit those and not enter the gutter. I hope.
So I measured about 62 inches. That should get us to our downspout box from our seam. You saw me knock this out for a square gutter. You can also do it for different size round gutters. And I just put some Gorilla Tape around the top of this. It'll keep debris from getting down in here from the top a little bit. So this top piece has to go on first. And as you see here, we have our leaf rake, the debris rake. That's why I cut this at a bevel here. So it'll sit right inside here once I mount this to the wall. And this can slide up and down, giving us access with a flip up door to clean this out. And also be able to pull this stainless steel screen out, rinse it out as needed. So there's another filter inside the unit as well. So between the gutter cover that I have, that mesh gutter cover, then I have the wire filter mesh inside the downspout hole up here. Then we have this leaf rake, then we have the stainless steel screen here. Then there's another filter inside. Then that will plumb into our IBC storage tote under the cabin. So we should have plenty of screening interfaces to keep bugs and debris and larvae, pine needles, etc. from getting inside. And again, this is a first flush system, so I think it's the first 5 gallons that come into this. It automatically diverts down your downspout and away so you don't get pollen, dust, and dirt from your roof into your water collection device. All right, let's get this baby mounted. All right, so the water's gonna flow down. Any debris will hit this leaf rake and then be forced out the mouth front of this. There is a shroud that goes over that now. We have that mounted. So you have access to clean this out. You can slide this up. This just seats over the top, seals this off. You slide this up, open this, clean the debris out. You can also pull the stainless steel screen out, clean it as needed. This leaf rake has 2 keyhole locks on top. It can also slide up and out. So yeah, it gives you access to clean this. We're gonna plumb off of these 2 outlet valves underneath into the IBC tote this way, but I wanna push my excess rainwater out this way because I'm gonna have a downspout that'll go down and away from the cabin. I don't want it going underneath. That's for the excess. The first flush, if I turn this off and my tank's full, I want to divert all the water. I want all that rainwater to go down and away from the cabin. So let's get a quick test fit. So we got to use the wide portion here to angle it this way, and then we need this coupler to go inside like that so the water will flow and not leak. So this is just going to be a test fit. See, that's going to sit on the bottom here of this. And then my gutter pipe, it looks like it's gonna be just about right there to run this way. And then I can cut it and run it down that way and connect the diverter hose to the bottom. I got that secured here. I need to secure that to here. I wish these were magnetic. It'd make it way easier. All right, the good thing about putting the screws in the top is the water will be flowing down. So if these screws were in through the bottom, they could leak. No big deal. This is just keeping this secure and taut. I have a rest here, so I don't need the mounting bracket. Turn. There's no need for us to put these top bars back in. Plus, they would tear the plastic if they had to go through those eyelets. So we are not going to replace these. We'll store them. All right, we got these bars removed on top. We're going to see, is this feasible to pull this out of this existing aluminum case? Gosh, it's not very heavy, is it? Okay.
You see us wrapping our IBC tote with that contractor plastic. The reason is to seal out all sunlight with that black plastic from entering your tote and causing bacteria to grow and algae.
All right, so we're going to actually go back.
I can't see, so.
Oh.
Okay, that was hilarious.
You did nothing. I can't see you. Just doing nothing over here. So I'll just let it go.
So slippery.
Just lift it. Wedge it down, inch it down, inch it down, inch it down, inch it down. All right. What I've decided to go with for my overflow here, earlier we had used a 1 3/8 hole saw to go through here, and I had just standard 1-inch pipe fittings, a coupler, and I thought that that would seat here. It doesn't work that way. I needed to find a different solution. What I went with is this right here. Basically a rubber washer union where it can screw together from both sides and seal tight with a membrane or plastic wall between it, which is what we have here. Kind of inexpensive at Home Depot. Because I put our hole in a flat spot here, this is going to work great. There is some fluting or beveling where these bars are. What we're going to do is this rubber washer here is going to come from the inside, come through this hole, and then this will screw onto that from the outside, making a watertight seal over that hole. As the water rises, we can, fire and forget on this. It'll fill on its own. If it gets too full, it's just going to drain right out this hole. And the beauty of this is once we get that installed, I just got another fitting here that will screw from the outside to an elbow, run down to the ground to another elbow, and then I'll run the pipe from under the cabin past the deck towards the creek side. So we don't have a water overflow problem under the cabin. I did cut some plastic here, and I got little plastic shavings inside the IBC tote. No problem. I can just dump water in here, open the main valve, and rinse it right out, which I will do. Make sure you do that before you install this, because you don't want to suck any plastic shavings or plastic into your water line and then into your pump, which we do have a C-flow pump on the off-grid bathroom. We don't want to gum that up. We do have a pre-filter, and we'll have another filter coming out of here, but I just want to make sure that you're aware of that. Not too difficult. I want to make sure I put the rubber washer side from the inside, sealing, making it watertight. All right, so we got the male portion here now. That's good and tight, and I'll actually crank that with a pipe wrench as well. All right, then we're gonna run into our fitting for our 1-inch PVC. Not sure this is necessary to glue this since it's threaded on in here, but why not? I got the glue. I'm just gonna seat it right on there. Now we've got our smooth coupling here for our 1-inch elbow. So we can just seat that in like that, down to the ground, off the side of the cabin. This is the side facing towards the deck or the creek side, where I want to run my excess water away from the cabin. So right now we got a good seal on this guy. We need to get our smooth coupler fitting in here with PVC glue. This is the only way I could convert it down to the diameter hole this has threaded to our barb here for a pipe clamp for our inlet with our flexi hose. It's got a silicone poly washer here, make it watertight, so that's good. Pretty gummy. It's kind of chilly out here today, so it's not the optimal temp for this. I can always back this off if I need to, this big piece, and maybe risk putting a pipe clamp on here, running this. I can cut that screening down, maybe get a pipe clamp around that, but I don't know that I'm gonna worry about it because of all the other filters that I have already coming into the system. So we're just gonna lock that in for now. So we're gonna get this baby installed. Now that I've got my pad dug out for about the 51 or 52 inches that I need height-wise underneath here, I realized I got to dig this front out to slide the IBC tote in there. I've already kind of pre-positioned my trench for the outlet water pipe to the bathroom that needs to be 18 inches or deeper below the frost line for where we live. I kind of already did that to the central location where it's going to attach to the valve. So right now we're going to dig this out a little bit so we can, in theory, slide the tote right on in. Close to 18, that's what I wanted. So before we try sliding our tote in, I'm not gonna be able to get under it anymore, so I wanna get my pipe in its general location. So we're gonna try to lay that in position, see how we're looking. We're gonna try to get the tote in here and see if that's about where we want it. Then we'll bury the pipe and reinstall the tote.
Oops.
Right. Set it there. Okay, one more time. I got to get out of the way because I'm foot's in the way. 1, 2, 3. Okay, gonna have to do it again. 1, 2, 3. The valve is going to be inside the drip line. Whew, hard part's done, getting that baby dug in and under the cabin. All right, moment of truth. Did I go deep enough to get this installed and still give myself room to get my flexi hose on top going into the tote? Let's see. Oh, nice. That's going to work. Okay. All right. This right here, this flexi hose, is going to be my inlet hose coming from our water diverter into this. So this should be a nice snug fit. I realized I want to put this on now before I screw it on top of the tote because it's too hard to get on. It's just barely enough clearance. And see, I wouldn't have been able to do this on top of the tote. We'll just tighten this down. Okay. I tried to put a stainless steel filter screen in here on the inroads to the IBC tote itself. I may revisit that, but right now I'm not going to be able to do that and get a good seal on here. All right, see if we can get that to fit and screw on there. Yep. Now we got to turn it. Get up under there and I'll pack that down. All right, we got this all backfilled. Let's see if we still have a downhill angle on our valve. Nice. Very little water left in that. Now this is my PEX B barb, 3/4 inch. This is going to attach. And this is free spinning, which is nice. I also have a garden hose attachment here with shutoffs for each.
There we go. Oh, perfect, man.
It's not perfect, but
You know, undig it a little. Bring the tote to the right. There you go. The new shovel.
all right, just let it go. To finish the project, because we were gone this summer quite a bit, we chose the muddiest, muckiest day to do our last bit of piping and fittings. But you know what? We're getting it done here in the North 40.
So what I'm doing here is I'm sealing the end of the drain pipe with stainless steel screening and a pipe clamp, just to keep bugs and insects going up in through the drain system into our water storage and laying larvae, or just dying in there. I'm just adding some foam 1/2 inch pipe insulation from the ground level up to my fitting. Then some gravel here so I have a nice pad and base, since a lot of this is exposed outside the cabin itself.
That time of year has arrived. Should not have any more freezing temperatures, maybe minor, but no major freezing temps. I am now going to turn this back into the water collection mode.
Well, everybody, that's a wrap. Thanks for joining us in this off-grid water collection video that we did on our off-grid cabin and bathroom. Sure is working great for us. We'll see you guys next time. Please like and subscribe if you enjoy our content.